Here is the truth of the New York Jets after their loss to the Miami Dolphins. As you can hear, my voice is a little raspy because, yes, I was at the game yesterday, and it was not a fun game to be at because of the freezing temperature. We got to see the Jets debut of Brady Cook, and there's one thing about this football team that has been very consistent, and another thing that it continues to be inconsistent. We're going to break that down right here in this video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy the content here, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments, folks, because I know yesterday's game was very frustrating for some. Maybe some people are happy because there's big-time news in terms of the Jets draft position. We have a lot of things going on with the Indianapolis Colts, so it's not even just the Jets draft position, but the Colts. We obviously have to keep an eye on them since we do own their 2026 first-round pick. We have other teams around the NFL winning, Jets losing, so we're going to get into everything you need to know about these New York Jets after yesterday's loss to the Miami Dolphins. Let's get straight into business. Now, we went into this game with Tyrod as the quarterback, and we found out late in the week that Brady Cook will be the backup quarterback because Justin Fields is dealing with knee soreness, and Brady Cook was going to be the backup. We talked about it on the channel. We were all like, okay, let's see if Brady Cook will get an opportunity, and I said he's not getting on the field until Tyrod gets hurt, and look what happens. In the first drive, Brady Cook comes in the game in the second or third drive, it felt like, and he makes his NFL debut into short notice, and we're going to break down his performance against the Miami Dolphins. But the reality of the New York Jets is this: they continue to be the most consistent and dominant team on one phase of the football, and we all know what phase that is. That's special teams. And then on the other two phases, just absolutely embarrassing in terms of just yesterday's performance in particular. Starting off with the defense, we're going to start off with some negatives here because the Jets lost 34-10, of course. We have to start off with the negatives here. The Jets defense got absolutely plummeted in that first quarter, and it felt like they just had no answer for the run game. And you're going up against a Miami Dolphins offense that knows how to run the football with Devon Achane. That is really going to be a tough task for the defense, but they just did not do any favors on defense against that offense. And when you go down 21-0, it's going to be a tough task for this team to come back, especially in that type of weather. And then the offense, you get Brady Cook out there, and the run game was absolutely terrible for the New York Jets, and there was no pass attack with Brady Cook to start off that game. They tried to push the ball late in that first half, heading into halftime, but instead of just taking the 3 points on third down, they call a play where is aggressiveness to try to get a touchdown. I think Brady Cook tried to throw behind John Mechie for a back shoulder touchdown fade, but it was intercepted. And listen, when it comes to Brady Cook's evaluation, I have to really be honest. There was a lot of issues with this offense, and it was not all on Brady Cook, right? A lot of drop passes, a lot of inconsistencies in the run game, and that's been the situation for this team all year. Same thing happened with Justin Fields. When Justin Fields was out there, it wasn't like anybody was really helping him around him. Same with Tyrod, same with Brady Cook. So it's not just like this was the reason why we lost was the quarterback, and that's not been the case all season. There's a big issue right now with the offense. John Mechie dropped a wide-open touchdown, man. That was a touchdown that he dropped. A.D. Mitchell, I think, had 2 drops. Breece Hall had nowhere to go in the run game. And Brady Cook, I mean, there was a lot of other drop passes, I believe, as well. Mason Taylor, his receivers did not do him any favor. His final stat line was 14 of 30, 163 yards through the air, and 2 interceptions. The last interception was in garbage time, trying to get his first touchdown of his career. He threw up a fade to the back of the corner of the end zone to A.D. Mitchell, and it was intercepted. So Brady Cook definitely showed me something. I felt like he had, and he also had 2 fumbles, which were not lost. You got to figure that out. But I feel like the one thing I liked about Brady Cook was his arm. I think that he does have some type of accuracy that I like. He obviously is very inconsistent. There were some accuracy issues, but did he feel like he was confident out there? I felt like he was in command, and that's something I look at for a young quarterback making his debut in the NFL. Are you out there commanding the huddle, knowing where your checks are, understanding what look the defense is in? And it was some good thing, but I'm very underwhelmed with this debut. I feel like now the Jets potentially going with Brady Cook for the rest of the season could be interesting, see what he looks like to prepare. But let's be honest, folks, the Jets are getting maybe not just one, but two new quarterbacks in the offseason, whether that's in the draft, free agency. I mean, there's a lot of other ways the Jets are going to go after their quarterback. I don't really see Brady Cook as a long-term solution. I can see him maybe as a long-term backup. I think he's probably going to be the quarterback 3 again next year. I think the Jets will like the idea of stashing Brady Cook on the practice squad, but I'm going to give him his opportunity to have a full week of practice if he's playing. Who knows? Maybe Tyrod's going to go out there against Jacksonville. You have no idea how severe that injury is. But at the end of the day, the run game, 14 carries for Breece Hall, 43 yards, absolutely abysmal. And then the leading receiver was Brayson Taylor for 5 catches, 51 yards, and the defense was absolutely trash. But when it comes to the special teams, man, they continue to be like historic, man. Of course, Isaiah Williams gets the punt return for the touchdown in the first quarter. That return was epic, man. I mean, he makes the first guy miss, goes all the way around, gets the edge on the outside, the left sideline, and the blockers. Oh, it was just a beautiful thing to witness that in person. And they also had a fake punt, which was really cool, an option on a fake punt, and then Nick Folk gets a field goal. The Jets had 10 points because of their special teams and their special teams alone. Their offense completely was abysmal whenever they got past the 50-yard line. So special teams gets a gold star. Defense, offense was absolutely trash, but that's really what we're looking at here. And I think that, when you're at this stage of the season and we are in evaluation mode more than anything right now, we are looking for this Jets team. What is something we can build on? And special teams is something that you should be excited about. It's not something you should be like, special teams is not really a big deal. If the Jets special teams continues to dominate like this every single week, and that carries over into next season, and if the Jets hopefully figure out the quarterback position and their offense shows signs of progression, they get more talent on defense and their defense shows signs of progression, that's when you become a complete football team. And it's pretty wild that Chris Banjo, the first team special teams coordinator, is coaching up this squad this well. I mean, it really is ridiculous. The punt team as well had a really good game. Austin McNamara had a bunch of punts. One of them should have been pinned inside the 5, but I think Arian Smith's foot was in the end zone. But I feel like the special teams is not something that Jets fans should just be accustomed to. Just like, yeah, it's no big deal, whatever. Like, it is pretty awesome. You need to be a good football team on 3 phases, and the Jets right now are consistent on one of the 3 phases, which is special teams. Now, the big thing we have to talk about is the Indianapolis Colts, because Daniel Jones tore his Achilles. And they lost again. They've lost 4 in a row. The Colts went from being the first seed in the AFC to potentially missing the playoffs. And right now they are currently the wild card team still, but I do not see them winning another game. I mean, their schedule is absolutely brutal. And yes, the reason why we are looking at the Colts right now is not just because the Jets, traded Sauce away to the Colts, but we have their pick. So just like Jets fans are looking at the Jets, where we pick the Colts as well. The Colts are facing off against the Seahawks, who are red hot, 49ers, who are very good, the Jaguars, who look like they're going to win the AFC South. Who knows, because the Texans are playing really well. And then they finish off against the Texans. So right now, if the Colts, say, win one of the next 4 games, they're not making the playoffs. And all of a sudden, you look up at Tankathon, and the Jets right now have an opportunity to have 2 picks in the top 20. Maybe even top 15 if they keep plummeting, which is absolutely wild. So that trade is looking better and better. And, Sauce is injured as well, which is not really a positive. I'm never rooting for an injury. I want Sauce to perform and play well individually. I got nothing but love for Sauce Gardner. But when it comes to the Colts, this is pretty crazy, actually, right? Oh, actually, they're out of the playoffs where it stands. They're actually the 18th seed, and they have the 18th pick right now on Tankathon. The season ended today, and the Jets have the 7th pick as they fell to 3-10. There's a 5-way tie between the Jets, Cardinals, Commanders, Saints, and Browns for the draft pick, and then you have 3 teams ahead of the Jets with 2-11 records. And the Jets got 4 games left. They got Jacksonville. They got the Saints. It's going to be interesting to see. Patriots and Bills. I'll be honest, man. If Brady Cook's out there starting for the rest of the season, I don't know if the Jets are winning another game. I really don't. I think Tyrod gives the Jets an opportunity to win, but Brady Cook, unless he goes out there and shocks people, but I don't really see a winning formula with Brady Cook under center at all, if I'm being honest with you guys. But I am interested to see how that continues to progress. And at this stage of the season, again, we are in evaluation mode. And you see a team that's fighting and clawing. And there were some things to like. Like, the defense got absolutely destroyed in the first quarter. But then they completely started shutting things down. But my big gripe with this defense continues to be the lack of turnovers, bro. The big key for this game yesterday was, can the Jets force a turnover? Can they get their hands on the football through the air? Well, Malachi Moore, I believe, dropped an interception. Walker dropped an easy pick six. There was nothing that went our way on defense. You can't force a fumble. You can't get an interception on a quarterback that has 14 picks all season long. Like, I don't know when the Jets are ever going to get an interception. So, really frustrating stuff. The Jets linebackers on defense seems to be a big issue right now. A lot of people are talking about that. Luckily, the 2026 draft is loaded with linebackers. Of course, you need to get players on the defensive line. I mean, there's going to be an influx of players coming in on this defense. But there's a lot of different things to like from this team, but more things to not like. And at the end of the day, Aaron Glenn's Jets continues to play hard for him, which you got to respect. But they do not have a win yet in the AFC East. And they have 2 more games in the division to finish off the season. They're 0-4 against teams in the AFC East. There's a chance they go 0-6 in the division, which we saw happen a few years ago. I'm not a fan of going 0-6 in the division because, as you guys know, I'm the host of the AFC East Roundtable, and I got to sit there and take our division rivals clowning us and laughing at us. But, hey, it is what it is. You guys let me know your thoughts about everything about this Jets football team after their loss to the Miami Dolphins. What do you like? What don't you like? Because the good things that we saw from this team last week, A.D. Mitchell did not play well. John Mechie did not play well. Those 2 receivers did not help out their young quarterback whatsoever. Were some balls behind them? Yeah, but make a catch for the rookie quarterback making his debut, bro. Absolutely. Offensive line in the run game did not play well. Breece Hall did not play well. And yes, there's a lot of context to be involved here, but at the end of the day, you come away from that game and you're happy about the special teams, and that's really it. So sound off in the comments, folks. Let me know where you stand, and definitely had to break down a lot regarding this Jets football team in this video. Feel free to comment your thoughts. Hit that thumbs up button. Got to give a big shout out to Sleeper Picks for being the proud sponsor of Jets Media all season long. Appreciate them for sponsoring Jets Media for the remainder of the season. Don't forget to use the code JETS for a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's Sleeper, folks. Go check them out. Appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, comment down below a plane emoji if you stayed until the end of the video. Your boy's out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out, and let's go Jets.